I'm going to show you exactly how we helped Hunter go from $0 a month all the way up to $15,000 per month with this online fitness coaching business. Now, I do want to preface by saying Hunter was nothing special, right? He's just someone who did what we told him to do and made a shit ton of money. So, some background on Hunter. When he came to us, he had 2,000 followers on Instagram. He had 0 offers, so no coaching business existing. He had no experience with marketing, sales, or any of that. But we were able to teach him everything, and him being the right person, just literally just doing what we told him to do, was able to make $15,000 per month. In his first 30 days, he was able to hit his first 10K month, so 0 to 10K. And he's already made over $50,000 working with us in the past 3 months. And this month he's on track to do 20K. So super cool stuff. Again, he wasn't anything special. Anyone can do it if, again, you just do the right thing. So I'm going to show you exactly what those right things are and show you the exact process that we took him from, again, $0 a month, and we can say all the way up to $20,000 per month at this point. All right, so this is our client Hunter right here, 175,000 followers. Now, remember, when he came to us, he had 2,000 followers, right? And if you're wondering how did he gain so many followers so fast, even gaining more than me, I'll show you exactly how. So in this world of coaching, right, there's a new age of coaching now, right? Now, trust is at an all-time low. So these are the 4 types of content that you should be posting to actually gain followers, gain trust, and make a shit ton of money. So first thing right here we start with is informational videos, results here, perspective shifting, and then personal brand. Now, I have a whole other YouTube video going in depth with all these, but I'm going to just show you exactly a little gist of each of these 4, and I'll show you how Hunter used them for his Instagram page. So 4 corners of content. First one being informational videos, right? If you want to receive payments of like $4,000, $2,000, we've had clients with 200 followers. Like Eric, for example, had 2,000. Oh wait, you guys don't know. Let me show you guys real quick. We'll go to my profile here, and I'll show you some of the people that we've helped. So Christian came to us with 0 followers, made a couple $1,000s. Jack here as well. Evan, Josh, another example of 200 or I think he had 100 or 200 followers, made 3.5K in 2 days. Where is it? This Eric right here. This is a different Eric, but with 200 followers, made $8,000 so far this month, and he sold 2 people for $4,000. You go, what? I don't understand how he's selling people for $4,000. I'm going to show you exactly how, right? But Eric made $8,000. He wants to hit 20K this month as well, and he said he should. So we'll see if that falls through. But going back to Hunter's page, right? I'm going to go over these 4 types of content corners here, and I'll show you how Hunter uses all of them. Here, plenty of results, right? John with a 4.5K payment right here. Mario with 500. A bunch of testimonials, a bunch of people making a shit ton of money here. Again, this is all very normal stuff, right? Receiving payment, 2.7, 3.4 cash collected, 2.5 cash collected, 3.5 from Josh, 1.2 from Colton, 1.7 Jack, another $1,000 payment for Josh, 1.5K, Jack with a 3.5K payment, Hunter at 5K, Dylan with another 1.5, putting at 5.5K for the month. Like these results, like I'm just showing you this just so you guys know, like, okay, this high ticket coaching stuff really does exist and it is working for people, right? So now that we know that, okay, high ticket coaching does exist and people do pay thousands of dollars for coaching, I'm going to show you exactly, again, what type of content to post. So first thing is informational videos. Now, again, I have entire YouTube videos breaking down this in way more in depth, but to keep this as short and sweet and as efficient as possible, explaining that, okay, realize that if you post very surface level basic information, everyone is going to look at you like a very basic person who's not worth thousands of dollars. So what do you have to do? Post stuff at a doctor level, right? So if we go to Hunter, you go through his content, you see that it's not just him doing calisthenics. Yes, calisthenics is cool, which we'll get into in a second. But again, going over things that are a little bit more advanced, right? Not going over the very, very basic things like, eating at a lower calorie maintenance. Like everybody knows this. Everyone's heard it 1,000 times. You actually need to switch it up a little bit. Making myself a little bit bigger here, right? So stop posting the informational stuff that everybody has always already seen. Like it's the 20th time someone's heard it. You guys need to stop posting the very, very simple stuff. Or at least start posting more advanced things so people look at you at a little bit more advanced. So that means talking about, I'll show you here, for example. Everyone talks about things like how to lose weight on their eating under a maintenance calorie, doing cardio to burn calories, eating protein to gain muscle, eating more to gain weight. But those things are so advanced. If you start talking about things like glycogen, growth hormones, how they impact insulin sensitivity, how to boost your metabolism, how to eat sugar and not spike your blood sugar. Like these are things that, again, if you guys are trying to target older people who have more money, these are problems that they have. These are things that they want to know. They don't want to know about eating less calories to lose weight. Everybody knows that, okay? So stop posting the very, very basic stuff, right? If someone comes to your page, they just say, hey, this guy kind of looks like a doctor. Hey, this guy's stuff is actually useful to me, right? Next corner of content is results. This is just like that honest wow factor, right? Proof that you can do what you say you can do, right? So for Hunter, calisthenics, he shows it, right? When he goes to his page, again, we'll go here, there's a wow factor. When people come to his page, your physique, client's physiques, your lifestyle, your vibe, right? When they come to his page, there is an instant wow factor. If you look at his most viral videos, of course it goes viral. Look at the stuff that he's doing. It's not the same stuff that everybody else is doing. Like, sure, you can lift weights, sure, you can look cool, but how crazy can you look, or how cool does your lifestyle look, right? Putting an actual wow factor in your content. He does it for himself, right? He has client results to show that, again, his clients can do it as well. But, again, this whole point of the results factor is wow. Like, when you go to my page, for example, what is the wow factor? Car, there's some, lifestyle stuff going on. Obviously, it's showing that, hey, what I promote is actually real, right? So going back to this again, 4 corners of content, that's the second stuff. So usually people just posting their physique. Perspective shifting. Now this is the biggest one. Like if you guys cannot get this down, selling high ticket is going to be super, super hard. And I want you to really understand that, okay? Perspective shifting content genuinely needs to shift someone's perspective, right? A lot of people get this mixed up with motivational content, which is all right. But if you think about it, motivational content literally lasts a couple hours, right? You get motivated and the motivation wears off. Now, if you shift someone's perspective, this can genuinely change someone's life. Like if someone can have their thought process changed, right? You got to think about it. If you're going to hop on a sales call with someone and they are just, again, their main objection is going to be, I need to think about it. It's because they're not certain that they can do it, right? Now, this can get fairly in depth. If you guys want to actually make a shit ton of money, watch this whole entire video through, right? 4 types of fear. Fear of you, meaning your prospect doesn't trust you. Fear of the future, fear of the past, and fear of themselves. And usually the biggest one is fear of themselves. And the reason why people are so afraid of themselves is because they genuinely, right, do not see themselves doing it. But that's because their perspective and their view of life is not how it should be. So, in perspective shifting content, you need to actually shift someone's perspective. Instead of just yelling, example, if you're targeting dads, right? If you're yelling at the screen telling a dad that he's fat, obviously he's not going to listen to it because he's heard that 1,000 times, right? But again, if you tell someone or if you shift someone's perspective like a dad and tell him, come at it with a different angle, right? Perspective shift, your son needs someone to look up to. You are the role model for your son. So if you don't actually set that role model or be that role model for your son is probably going to grow up and not be who you want them to be or be the strongest man possible. Now that is going to target a dad so much more than just, hey, you're fat, like let's start going to the gym, right? So again, you have to genuinely ask your viewers to think like you, right? Because if you can get them to think like you, when it comes to these sales calls, you'll realize that on these sales calls, again, these 4 types of fear, a lot of it isn't even about selling your programs. Like meal plans and training plans are not worth thousands of dollars, right? Identity shifts are. So there's a lot of little snippets that I'm dropping in this video, but again, watch this entire video through if you actually want to make a shit ton of money with online coaching. So identity shifts is what you're really selling. So Ren, to have someone shift their identity, it's a lot easier to do it beforehand, like honestly trying to do it in a 30-minute call or an hour call. It's a lot easier if they are shifted, like their identity and their perspectives are shifted beforehand. So you again can actually sell on the sales call, right? So here, perspective shifting, and if you see Hunter, go back to his page. I do it a lot as well. If you go to my page, you already know. But again, Hunter on his stories, he should be shifting perspectives, like breaking limiting beliefs. Like the most common objections that you get on sales calls should be, again, implemented into your content. So again, you can shift someone's perspectives and beliefs. So when they hop on a call with you, you don't have to do so much convincing. It's just showing what you offer. So Hunter, usually it's in these type of videos, right, where you talk to the camera. Anybody can learn something hard like this, right? Now he's going to go into again why people can learn anything hard like this, right? But again, shifting actual perspective. If you go to my page, it's the same exact example, right? I'll go for one of my most recent ones. I don't keep everything up on the grid here, but I think it was, which one is it? What is it? This one? This one right here, right? Sucks right now. There's one thing you can do today to make your life better tomorrow. It's the same thing that's got me from my shitty job 2 years ago to financial freedom, 22 years old, Miami, blah, blah, you know the rest. And this one thing is taking extreme ownership perspective of your life. Right, and I go into talking about extreme ownership perspective because you have to realize when people hop on a call with you, they're going to tell you, if you ask them why they're not at their goals yet, they're going to tell you something like, oh, I'm too busy, or my time, or I don't know how to do something, right? I don't know how to do meal plans or training plans. It's the same thing. When people hop on calls with me, they tell you, I don't know how to start. This entire YouTube channel is literally telling you guys exactly how to start. Same with my Instagram page. So again, you guys saying, hey, I don't know how to start is just an excuse. It's external. It's coping. You guys don't realize it, but it's coping. So when you guys hop on calls with people, if you guys can handle, right, and perspective shift people's minds, right, shift the perspectives of people's minds and make them realize, hey, it's not the information that you're lacking. It's not you being busy, because again, these are external things and these can be solved in a single day if they really wanted to. The reason why they're not in shape and the reason why you're not making money is not because you don't know what to do. It's because you guys genuinely aren't that type of person to make $10,000 a month yet. So what do you have to do today to actually make that shift happen, or at least start moving in the right direction, right? Current version of yourself, future version of yourself that makes $10K a month. What are the actual differences between the two? The one that makes $10,000 a month probably is an action taker. They probably take more risks, right? The version of that has the abs for your prospects, probably, again, is an action taker, does it when he doesn't feel like it, but why? Because that's what the six-pack version of himself would do. Now, that's the gap, right? They're not there because they actually do not understand that they have to be a different type of person. They think throwing money at some programs can make them money. No, it's becoming that new person, but that is what the programs are usually for, right? So, I just went on there for a little bit, but that's perspective shifting. This one goes really in depth as well. So watch the full YouTube video again, the other YouTube video about the 4 corners of content if you want me to go really in depth with it. But personal branding, this is honestly one of the biggest ones because again, trust is at an all-time low right now. Like in this social media coaching space, trust is at an all-time low, and I cannot stress this enough. Everybody thinks people are scammers, people are blah, 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 all these bad things, right? People getting burned by mentors left and right, but personal branding builds the trust the fastest. How can you build trust the fastest, right? Again, think about this. Your personal brand is like making a friend on social media, right? How do you go from someone being a stranger to your friend, right? If you guys don't know each other, you guys just chat it up. Usually you becoming friends means you relate to something on some sort of level, or you guys, again, just spoke, right? That's someone like following you on social media. Now, someone falling in love with you on social media, like building a strong personal brand, now this is genuinely just making a best friend on social media. So how do you make a best friend on social media? You guys have to go through deep shit together. Like honestly, talk about the deepest things. Again, friend to best friend. Deep experiences together, traumas together, right? A lot of commonalities, a lot of common things in common. So in your content, like Hunter, you have to talk about your story. Talk about the things you've been through. This is his micro VSL or explaining his story, but this again builds so much trust. Because now people know, okay, this is a real person across the screen and it's not just some coach or some guru selling something.
Calisthenics influencer with zero background. 1 year ago, I promised my dad I'd hit this crazy goal if he let me drop out and pursue.
And it's storytelling, right? If you go to my page, it's the same exact thing. You guys can go through Hunter's profile or my profile to look at exactly what this actually is.
What is this good-looking 22-year-old Asian man doing on my screen right now? Maybe you know who I am, maybe you don't. If you don't, my name is Josh Chang, and I dropped out of college 4 years ago to chase my dreams. I am what you call the black sheep.
Right? So again, I'm talking about my story of how 4 years ago I dropped out of college to actually chase my dreams and went through all the hard things and eventually hitting my milestones and taking me to where I am now. But again, it shows that you're a real person because so many people, again, lack trust nowadays with coaching and online, right? The info space and this online coaching space has so much money in it. But again, if you want to grab every single person you can, trust has to be at an all-time high, meaning, again, you have to share as much as you can about yourself. Because it could be the difference between someone paying you $4,000 or $2,000 or is this $0, right? So those are just mainly the 4 types of content that you want to be posting. You can go into, again, you can pause this, read this if you need to, or just watch the other YouTube video on how to actually do this. But again, these are the 4 types of content that you should be posting, right? Now I'm going to show you guys the exact process that we take for all of our clients to kind of get them make them a shit ton of money. So everybody has a Notion dashboard. All of our clients have an initial Notion dashboard that they get for themselves. So this is Carlos's here, but this is the same thing for everybody. So Notion dashboard, obviously they have the socials, content systems, right? Content that they want to be posting, they can be thrown in here. Again, we have scripts and for literally everything, right? Appointment setter scripts, all right? Optimize daily workflows, Let's go inbound scripts, outbound scripts, post booking scripts, freebie scripts, ad scripts, show up structure scripts, follow up structure scripts, upsell scripts, like ads or not ads, scripts for every type of scenario that you can go through, right? So now you know how to handle any type of situation, right? You can put your notes in here, right? You can put notes in here as well, right? But the thing is, this is not the most important part. But the most important part is actually the weekly to-dos, right? What things do they actually have to get done on a weekly basis, right? We go to Carlos's here, for example, right? Every single week you have something to actually get done, right? What do you actually need to get done to actually get closer to the goals that you want, right? Yes, again, sometimes it's stuff like just getting a little bit more shredded. Some people need to get a little bit more in shape. We'll go to Carlos, for example, here, right? Carlos, this is what he looks like right now. If you can see here, if I zoom in a little bit. He used to look like this. When he first joined the program, he did not look as crazy. He looked, obviously he's not flexing right here in this picture down here, but he looks crazy now. But that's only done with becoming the right person. Because you have to realize, again, I'm going to say this again, and your same thing for your prospects. For them to make the money that they want, or for them to be in the shape that they want, it's the type of person that it takes to become that person, right? It's the type of person that needs to happen, or the type of habits that need to occur on a daily basis. It's the actions that they take that make them that person. So we go back to, again, the Notion dashboards. Everyone gets things to do every single week, right? Everyone also has, we go back, a roadmap that they go through, phases of the program that they go through, right? And then obviously all their calls being recorded. Every single check-in call that they have with me, every single one-on-one call that actually moves them forward in their business is recorded and they can watch it back. Now, going to the Discord here, right? So this is our Discord here. Obviously we have a VIP chat, recordings if they need to watch calls back with all of our other coaches in the program. We have sales coaches, appointment setting coaches, content coaches, accountability coaches, and my own VA as well. But again, content questions, FAQ, or setting FAQs. If people have questions about how to respond to a DM, we'll give you an example. One of our other clients, Karch, right? Asking questions about how do I respond to this DM, right? Our setter coach, we'll get back to them ASAP, right? Now, every single time you have a question, how could you not be answered, right? Hunter is in a different scenario now because Hunter now has employees working for him. So we'll go into Hunter's Discord, right? Hunter has, what's it called? Where is it at? Hunter has, Hunter has a setter. Now, if you don't know what a setter is someone who manages your DMs, books and calls for you, so you don't have to do DMs anymore. Hunter has a setter who manages all of his DMs. So now Hunter just has calls getting booked in for him, right? These guys have 500 to 1,000 willing to invest, 500,000, 1 to 3K, 500 to 1,000. All these people have money to invest because now this appointment setting aspect is out the picture for him, right? Hunter has 175,000 followers. Do you really think he has the time to go through all of his DMs, right? Him as the business owner, DMs is such a low leverage task. He can be in there from time to time sending voice notes. But again, with this many followers, you cannot be in the DMs. How can you expect to scale? Because then all your time throughout the day is spent in the DMs. So you have to realize now Hunter has a DM setter that actually books in appointments for him. And now all he has to do is post content, take care of his clients, and actually close the calls, right? Now eventually he can get a closer. He can get accountability coaches. He already has accountability coaches in his program as well. But how can you actually make the most amount of money by doing the least amount of work? Outsource, right? So Hunter has a setter, and again, his calls are just cash collecting here. So right now he's at 16.5. He has a couple other payments that came in through like Venmo and like PayPal and things like that. So he's a little over 16.5 right now, but he should hit $20,000 this month. So again, having the actual system set up for him, right? Again, we have accountability systems in our program as well, keep track of everything. And I'll pull this up as well. So all of Hunter's data is tracked, right? All of his KPIs, all of his metrics. So every single day, all he has to do is submit an EOD form, putting down all of his numbers. And all we have to do on our end is look at his actual numbers, right? What is his closing rate for the month? 50%. As a business owner, that's pretty decent, right? Show up rate, 87%. That's pretty good as well, right? Follower growth, 69,000 followers this month. But now, once you understand what your actual KPIs are, you can actually find out what your actual bottlenecks in your business are. Because again, if his closing rate was 25%, we know there's a closing issue if his show up rate is still 90%, right? Because now we know there's a gap, there's a disconnect, right? This again is a good steady pace that he's going on right now. If his show up rate now again was 30%, that would be fucking terrible, right? 50%, terrible. 70% is also pretty bad. 90% is decent, right? For my business, we have a show up rate at 95% right now, right? Oh, we've only had 2 people not show up this month to a call. 1 person rescheduled, should we count that as well, right? But understanding your actual KPI metrics, because then it becomes a very simple formula on how to actually scale, right? Again, number of closes, closing rate, show up percentage, book calls, calls offered, DM sent. So for someone who has a price of $1,000, you need 10 clients to make $10,000, right? This is one of our other clients, John, who went from was it 1 or 2K a month to 6.5K within the first 6 days of our program, so, right? But his current metrics, 40%, he can raise it just to 50, make more money. Show up rate 80%, he can just boost it to 85%. He'll honestly instantly make more money. Book calls from 5 to 10, right? He just has to double his inputs and he'll make a shit ton more money, right? It's super simple. It's literally a math equation on how to scale. So once you understand your KPI, so you have this here, right? Your KPIs tracked, your metrics tracked. I don't understand how business owners don't track their metrics and honestly expect to scale, because then you're just doing a lot of guesswork and not really actually understanding where the problem in your business actually is. So KPI tracking, make sure you have this. If you don't do this, try to keep it on a notepad somewhere, create your own doc, or you can just join our program and get it all for basically automated. So this is all automated for Hunter here. So he doesn't have to actually do any calculations. He just has to submit a simple EOD form every single night. And then again, all of his stuff is tracked for him. So we have clients where we're doing this for clients like Karch, Troy, Jenna, all these people that make money that again need their data or metrics tracked. It's all tracked for them. So this Discord here. Now we're going to actually what's called is offer creation. So we'll kind of take it step by step here as well. If you're stuck between 2 to 5K per month right now, these are the reasons, right? You're working hard but on the wrong things. You're posting every day but not getting inbounds. People leave you unseen in DMs. People always saying they need anything about it, and you're trying to make $10,000 a month with a $500 offer, and it makes absolutely no sense, right? Offer creation. How do we actually create an offer for Hunter? Hunter, again, had 2,000 followers at the time. You have to utilize your actual skill set. So, right, you realize the reason I talked about this earlier, the reason why you guys can't make sales is not because you guys don't know how to sell, but you guys just underposition your offer. Like, you guys don't know how to position it the right way. Meaning you guys are trying to sell fitness plans, meal plans, training plans, and accountability, when you have to realize you have to sell identity shifts, right? So your offer is selling identity shifts. When you position your offer, it's not, hey, you want to buy my program. It's, hey, you need to become this person so you can get these results. I tell everyone that hops on a call with me, you will not make any money inside my program if you cannot become the right person, right? So on our call, it's just figuring out, are you that type of person or not, right? Can you become that type of person or not? Because again, the information means nothing. You having the right meal plan, right training plan does nothing if you don't actually go to the gym and stay consistent, right? Next thing is top of funnel, which is the content. We already went over this, the 4 corners of content. Sales funnel. What is actually going on with Hunter's DMs, right? We talked about him having a setter. Right now he runs a simple DM funnel. And then again, he has a VSL in place. Now we can talk about what kind of goes into a good VSL. This simple one, like this one YouTube video is maybe over $200,000, right? All right, this video is supposed to do so much post-booking. So in the post-booking process, let me see if I have any screenshots. Post-booking process, the reason why, like if you have a bad show-up rate and people aren't showing up to your calls and you're getting no-shows and people canceling or rescheduling and all that kind of stuff, it's because your post-booking fucking sucks, right? You have to realize, VSL, if you guys don't have one, fucking make one real fast, right? It doesn't take too long. All you have to do is follow the simple format, and I have a YouTube video out on this as well. First thing is slide 1, pattern interrupt. Second slide is who's this for, who is not for. Third is just client results or your own proof as well. Your story. Slide 5 is your framework. What this VSL will actually do for you is when you send this to people before they hop on a call with you, it answers all these questions. Okay, the worst thing to do is hop on a call and all you have to do the entire time is teach, and you can't even do any perspective shifting or any identity shifts, right? So if you have a VSL in place for post booking, you solve so many issues before they even pop up. You answer so many questions before they even hop up, and you handle so many objections before they even get to tell them to you, right? So again, having a proper VSL in place. So Hunter, again, on his YouTube channel, his VSL got 5.4K views, right? Again, his VSL, right? Same thing. Pattern interrupt, client results, testimonials, his story, who it's for, who it's not for, opportunity for you, going down his framework and his process here. Makes him double his income, right? Closing rate, doubled. Show up rate, doubled. Money, income, doubled, right? Everything is just doubled. A VSL, a good VSL makes you so much more money. I cannot tell you guys exactly how important this really is. Now, if you have more YouTube videos, right, they should do so much for you as well. Post-booking nurturing, right? Trust is at an all-time low. I say that again, right? Trust is at an all-time low. So what do you do?
$30,000 a month.
You have to send people videos before they hop on a call with you, so the trust is there, right? I have videos about content. This is the one I was talking about earlier, right? Your DMs are full when no one's buying from you, right? Why no one takes your content seriously? How you're like the real reason why your clients aren't becoming, your followers aren't becoming clients, right? How to create an offer, right? So many videos to send to people, so when they hop on a call, the trust is there. They know you're not some random guy who doesn't know anything. They know that, hey, you can actually help them out to get to some sort of goal. It's the same process that we took to Hunter, like to make him over $50,000, right? Let me show you. Let me just play this for you guys.
I'm not mistaken. So, how much have you made like in total, everything so far? It's over 40,000, right? Here. 21.
All right, that's a little too long. But he does the math there. Made $49,000 at the time of that call. He's made over 50,000 now. But going back to over here, to realize, right? Sales funnels, right? You can have DM funnels, you can have VSL funnels, you can have freebie funnels, you can have opt-in, you can have like whatever you want, whatever funnel you want to run. Usually the best, like if you have a lower following count, the best is just a simple DM funnel. But you have to realize it goes from seeing your content to DMs to post booking to call. Literally that simple. And it's super simple that all you have to do is master these few things and you'll actually make more money. Right, so again, a lot of people try so many different things. They change their websites all the time, change their bio. That's not the stuff that matters. It's just mastering one skill because a lot of things work. It's just you actually getting good at something that does work, right? And then only if you have your sales calls. And if you don't know how to do sales, I mean, you got to get better at that. I mean, it's really like the problem is you guys can follow a script. If you guys want a script, just DM me on IG. I'll send you a script that you can use. But again, the best sales and the high ticket sales come from actual frameworks, not scripts. Right? So understanding what you're doing on a sales call, meaning again, identity shifts, not selling your programs. So last thing is just fulfillment. How can you make your fulfillment system so good, right? Taking a look inside our program, we have EOD forms that everyone has to fill every single night. If you don't do what we tell you to do, our accountability coach will reach out, and if you don't do what he tells you to do, and again, he gives you the warning, then that's when I reach out, right? We have one-on-one calls with me every single week, right? Go to my, I can't show my emails here, but accountability systems, right? KPIs, again, EOD forms so we can see who's actually putting in their EOD forms. It's all automated again, and this gets linked to the KPI trackers here. So your EOD forms, you put them in so we know what you're doing, and then again, all this information is tracked for you. So it's a very simple formula to actually make the money that you want to make. And if it sounds super complicated, it's not, right? I want to be honest with you, it's not. You just have to actually try. If you try, you'll make money, right? It's literally how Hunter went from $0 a month to over $15,000 a month with his coaching business. Came to us with 2,000 followers, right? And again, we've done this for others as well, right? If you go through my highlights, my results highlights, you'll see many people making payments, getting payments, right? Christian here, Eli, Jack, Evan, Josh, Eric, Hunter, Dylan, a different Eric. Again, 200 followers made $8,000 so far this month. 200 followers. John, 1K to 6.5K. Hunter obviously making over $50,000 to date, right? And if you guys want to actually make a shit ton of money and you want our help directly, me and my team, literally just go on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, watch all my YouTube videos beforehand, DM me Scale, and we'll take care of you. Like, it's super simple. Again, the biggest thing I see is people just genuinely need to try. I see so many people saying, I don't know how to start. This entire YouTube channel, right? All my Instagram stuff, all my videos, it's to tell you how to start. It's to tell you how to scale. So you not doing anything tells me you're not that type of person yet, right? Maybe you do need to pay someone to actually make you a bunch of money, right? Maybe you need to pay money to actually make you work hard, right? Sometimes that is the case. That was the case for me. So if you guys want actual help, just DM me Scale, or you can just book in a call with me and my team directly, and we'll reach back out to you pretty soon.